frustration is you've got this audience out there, you've got this interest in there. There ought to be some way of reaching out and grabbing them and pulling them in. Certainly in terms of better numbers than we've gotten now. Okay, maybe we won't sell 20 million copies like J.K. Rowling, but there ought to be some way of inspiring people, of energizing them, of entertaining them.
It'll probably take a format change.
I think it will
Some
too.
kind of flicker, moving, quick, half movie, half art thing that you could look on in the internet.
I just think we need a better.
Yeah.
We need. I think if comics were out there in places where kids could get at them, they would sell a lot more than they do now.
Yeah, they're ghettoized.
I mean, they're ghettoized.
They're ghettoized, and
And we're proud of it.
they're ghettoized
No, I'm
in shops that are not. They're a little skeevy.
Sometimes they are. Some of the shops
well,
are
not
nice.
skeevy, but
But,
I mean,
but they're
They're
very
not
isolated.
female friendly.
I think that in
Yeah.
Maine, when the last Comics Implosion, I think there was 1 or 2 comic shops left in the entire state of Maine.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
So, if you don't have a venue, you can't sell them.
Yeah.
I mean, the paradox was I was out in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, last month, doing a signing in conjunction with a Wolverine movie. And, I figured this would be fun. Coeur d'Alene is a lovely place. I was doing it for an old friend. Show up at his store. They had people who started lining up the night before.
Oh my.
I was signing solid for 5 hours. They had people who drove 6 hours from Washington State and from Nevada to come to this. And then I did 2-hour signings at the movie each night at the movie premiere. I did, signed for 2.5 hours at Book Expo on Friday, which they didn't expect. We went through 2 1/3 cases of books. There is interest. There is an audience. People are willing. I mean, and they were kids. We're not talking like 35-year-old, 40-year-old, 50-year-old. I read comics. These are kids guys bringing in their grandkids or their kids. There is an interest. There is a passion that it's just finding a way to reach out to that passion and lasso it and energize it and entertain. And somewhere along the line, I look through stuff, and to me anyway, to my eye, and I grant you, I'm not a fresh young eye, or as I used to be. It's not fun, and I think we need a little more balance of fun in there to just make the readers want to come back.